Can we eat everything at EPCOT's France Pavilion?
We are going to find out. Stick around. Some of the eats here might surprise you.
Hey.
Hey.
Surprise!
Ah!
See? We are here in EPCOT in the France Pavilion because we are going to literally eat everything. So that way you know what's worth your time when you are hungry here at the France Pavilion at EPCOT. Now there are a couple caveats. We're not going to do anything seasonal because, you know, you might not be here at that certain time of year. So just for those purposes, we're going to skip anything too seasonal. And also, we are going to skip any table service restaurants. In fact, Quincy and Breedlove did just do a full review of Monsieur Paul, so definitely, if you're interested in that, go check out that video. That way you can decide what you want to eat when you come here to France at EPCOT. Another thing that I should mention is that if you can get this food or beverage in like multiple places around Walt Disney property, then we're probably going to skip that here in France as well.
For our first stop here in France, we are going to be going to Les Halles. We are actually going to make probably a few stops here because this is the biggest menu in the France Pavilion. It's a patisserie, there's a cafe, boutique, it's all a bunch of things, lots of really exciting things, bakery. I mean, like, you are going to be shocked at how much we find here. I'm very excited. Are you hungry?
Did you say it right?
Les Halles?
Yeah, you did say it right.
Yeah. I speak French.
Les Halles.
Les
Did
Halles.
you say the rest of it right?
No.
Boulangerie, patisserie.
Boulangerie, patisserie,
Less
café.
always.
There's a long line for Les Halles, which is pretty typical. This is a very popular spot. It's also one of the most popular breakfast places in Epcot.
Because all would like to come to Les Halles.
Oh no!
All right, what's on this first round?
All right, so first round, Les Halles does not have no order, so we're waiting in line for the order. We're gonna do several rounds at Les Halles so that we're not ordering the entire menu all at once, which I think would be overwhelming for them, us, and everybody who witnesses.
Now, some of these menu items are not always listed on the menu, so we are skipping some of the ones that, again, are kind of seasonal, I guess, if they're not always here. So we're just getting the ones that definitely will always be on the menu for our Eat Everything in the Grand Pavilion situation.
All right, so let's see what everything is. This here is the jambon beurre, which is the ham and cheese Dijon mustard butter on a demi baguette.
This one is the brie pomme. It's brie, apples, and cranberries on multi-grain bread.
This one is the, pretty sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Dinda BLT, which is turkey, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and garlic aioli.
Next up, we do have some pastries, including the beignet, which is a beignet filled with chocolate and hazelnuts. I'm very excited for that. It looks amazing. We have the croissant almond, which is a chocolate croissant with almond filling. I love an almond croissant. It's absolutely my favorite. And then we have the fraise, which is a tart with vanilla cream topped with strawberries.
And of course, we had to get a beverage because, I mean, when in France, so we got the frosé.
With vodka and peach. Try your frosé out first, though, Emma.
It's really good.
Nice.
It's really heavy on the peach flavors. I mean, of course you can tell that there's a little bit of rosé in here. It's not super strong. The peach flavor is what comes through. If you like peaches and a sweet cold drink, this is perfect. If you don't like sweet cold things, maybe not the one. But this is delicious.
This is kind of a bonus flavor of the slushies you get outside, except with rosé, but it also does have vodka. So if you want to try a new flavor, we're going to try those later, of course. All right, I've got my brie pomme sandwich. Okay, so I got this toasted, so the brie would be a little melty. What I will say is that the apples are cut so thin that they kind of cooked, so they lost their crisp, and instead have become like kind of soft cooked apples, which is good in some ways, like flavor-wise, it brings out the flavor of the apple, but I really am missing the like crisp crunch of the apple when I bite in. I also will say, it's a little there's too much bread and not enough stuff inside. I'm not sure I'd go this one again, even though the flavors are really simple and delicious.
All right, I have the croissant salé, which is basically eggs, cheese, and bacon on a croissant. Here we go. I recommend getting it toasted. Because there's bacon on here and cheese and egg, this would have been a great breakfast sandwich. I love a good croissant. The croissant is buttery, it's flaky. I recommend getting it toasted because that's when the cheese and the bacon and it really kind of comes together. So,
I'd like to put on record that I also recommend getting it toasted.
I get to try the Dinda BLT. I'm very excited. I love BLTs. It's delicious. That is really, really good. The bread is really like a almost sweet, buttery bread, but then the inside is so savory. It complements each other. There's bacon, lettuce, tomato, and turkey on this.
I would have liked a little bit more turkey. I just think that's a really good flavor. The bacon's cooked really well. It's good and like savory. I love it. But I like BLTs, so if you like BLTs, this is a good safe option. If you don't like really buttery bread with bacon, lettuce, and tomato, you're not gonna like this. But it's really good. I would get this again.
And I have the jambon beurre, which is basically ham and cheese on a baguette. It's toasted, so let's give it a shot. I love a baguette as much as the next person, but it's always interesting to have a baguette for a sandwich, you know what I mean? Just because the baguette, it is toasted, but it is so thick. It is such a thick baguette. So to actually get to that ham and cheese, it's going to take a second. It's very chewy because of the baguette. But the flavors are all there. The ham tastes great, but the ham and cheese combination tastes really good. But again, the baguette is so thick. Like the garlic aioli on yours, I feel like would do pretty well on here. So, I don't know. Pretty good though. I like it.
All right, my dessert for this round is the croissant allemande, which is a pain au chocolat, so a chocolate croissant with almonds. I love almond croissants. I love frangipane, and I think this has some in it if I'm seeing correctly, so I'm very excited. Oh yeah, where has this been all my life? This is so good. The bread and the pastries in the France Pavilion are baked here in the France Pavilion by the bakers here. I can really tell with this croissant that it's like, it like tastes homemade, super buttery. There's just a touch of chocolate, and then mostly I'm getting the really big like sweet kind of nutty flavors from the almonds. This is amazing. I can't believe I've never tried this before, and I think I'll be having this for breakfast regularly. It's so good.
I was lucky enough to get to try the beignet. We did tear it in half just to see what it looks like. And there is hazelnut spread in there. So the first thing that is a really heavy flavor is the hazelnut spread. It's not like Nutella, like I thought it would be like Nutella. It's not as thick, and it's more naturally sweet. Like it doesn't feel as taste as processed. It like melts in your mouth.
Because it's house made.
It's house made. I can tell that that's house made. Like
Yeah.
that is really, really good. I really enjoyed that. It almost like the beignet itself it gives me like a donut vibe. I know that's not the same thing, but it feels very much just like a donut with it's almost like a Boston cream donut. Like that's what it texture-wise reminds me of. And then the powdered sugar on top just adds a nice little sweetness. It's 10 out of 10.
Okay, I have the tarte aux fraises, which is basically a strawberry tart. Let's go. The tart really at the bottom is still nice and flaky. It's not too soft with the. It almost reminds me of like a cheesecake texture. That's the kind of like strawberry like mousse cheesecake texture on top of the tart. Really good, and the strawberry on top adds like a freshness to it. Really nice. Not too sweet because of the acidity of the strawberry, which is always a plus. But I really like it. But take that back. The further I get into the tart, now it's like it's almost like a pudding. It's like a pudding on top of the tart, and then a strawberry on top of that. Interesting textures happening here. Okay, that was round one.
Round one of Leal. How are we feeling about Leal so far?
Amazing,
It's good.
actually.
It's good.
I really am wowed by the pastry, and the sandwiches I think are pretty good. You know,
I'm a savory person, and I liked my sandwich. But the sweets are delightfully surprising because that's not something I would usually go for.
that's my thing too. Is I also typically like more like savory items, and the sweets here, like I'm like I want to get more of them,
Yeah.
which is good because
We have to.
We're getting a lot
There's
more
a
of
lot.
that.
Let's go. All right, we left Emma at the table to hold it down so we can do another round of this.
Two friends getting so much French food. All right, so first up, we've got on this round the croissant jambon fromage, which is a ham, cheese, and bechamel in a croissant. I've had this one before. I'm very excited about it. Over here, we have the
Paulette à pisto. It's chicken breast with cheese, tomato, red onion, and pesto.
here we have
The lobster bisque. Sorry. Sorry, there's an actual name for it. Where is it? It's the bisque de homard, which is lobster bisque in a bread bowl.
Here we have the quiche Lorraine, which is ham and Gruyere quiche. Over to the pastry, we have the
Macaron lime raspberry. It's macaron with raspberry and lime cream.
and then here we have the eclair chocolat, which is a chocolate cream eclair, which looks very good. And then finally, we have the
The Kronenbourg 1664. It is a light beer.
And that's round 2 of Leo.
Yep.
I need you guys to know that Emma and Sage are having an in-depth conversation about who gets the lobster bisque. All right, I am starting with the quiche Lorraine, which looks amazing. Quiche Lorraine.
Speech. Get it? Quiche.
Speech.
This is delicious. One of my favorite things I've ever eaten in this park.
What?
Oh my gosh.
That's huge.
It
No,
is-
those are huge words.
It is so cheesy. There's so much ham and it's cut up very small, so it's a really easy bite. The Gruyere is sharp and melted all through it. The egg is perfectly cooked. I'm not big on like heavy like pastry on the outside of a quiche, and it's so light and flaky. This is so good. I cannot stress this enough. If you like quiche, come get this quiche.
Oh, dang it.
All right, I am super excited about this. It's the lobster bisque in a bread bowl. Okay, all right, here we go. So good. It's so good. There's not like huge chunks of lobster in there or anything like that. There's still a lobster flavor. So it's pretty good. It's not too fishy, which is always important. Always want to stay away from that fishier lobster taste, because usually that's when things are going a little south. But it's really good. And also now I'm going to try. Hold on, because it comes in a bread bowl. I think you have to dip your bread in it. That's the way to go. It is pretty thick. It is pretty rich. I don't know if I would get this at a park day, on a normal park day. Just because it's a lobster bisque, but because we're trying everything, maybe for like an evening snack or something, just to soak up whatever you've been drinking around the world. But it's really good. I'm actually really impressed with everything we've had so far today.
Is that nice?
Okay, I get to try the ham and cheese on the croissant with bechamel.
Is this yours?
First thoughts are the croissant is so buttery and flaky, and then it has the cheese melted on top and just gooey. It's really, really good. The heaviest flavor, in my opinion, outside of just the croissant itself, is the ham. I really like it. It's not like super inventive per se. I mean, I think it's pretty normal, ham and cheese on a croissant, but I really like it. I think it's a really good, safe option if you're not 100% sure about trying something else here. It's good. It's buttery. I would get it again. Probably wouldn't be my number one choice, though.
Next up, I got the Kronenbourg. Kronenbourg is pretty good. It's a little heavier bodied. I would say it's around the same area of like a Pilsner. I'm tasting like vanilla notes to it, but it's still a very dry beer. I think it would be pretty refreshing. It's honestly warmed up a little bit too much now because we were taking pictures of it, but on a hot day, I think you have to be like a beer drinker to enjoy this beer, and if you're looking for something super heavy, this isn't going to be it either. But I do like it because this beer is one that is found all around the France Pavilion. It's a great option for drinking around the world if you're sticking to beers. So, Kronenbourg, 1964.
All right, so we have the poulet au pesto, which is basically a chicken sandwich with pesto. It's got some additional things on there like tomato and lettuce. It also has cheese, red onions, and tomato on there. So here we go. It's very good. I have not been disappointed with one thing yet today. The pesto isn't too I guess, overpowering. Everything mixes pretty well together. Overall, it's a solid sandwich. This is definitely, and it's not super heavy. So this is definitely something I could like, but it is big. So this is, I think, if I were coming to the parks, I could get one and split it with someone for lunch.
I was lucky enough to draw the macaron, raspberries and lime cream. I'm very excited. It's delicious, but immediately collapsed the moment I took a bite. But really, really good. The lime flavor comes through really sharp, but I like that because the actual macaron itself and the raspberry has enough sweetness to cut through like the lime, like the acidity of the lime flavor. It's really good. The raspberries taste really fresh. I'm very excited about this. I wish it didn't, collapse, but still tastes the same.
Now we have the eclair chocolat, which is basically a chocolate eclair, but just French. To the inside, we got some filling in there. Here we go. She is rich. Yeah, this is so chocolate forward. What's great is that the actual eclair itself isn't super heavy. It's not super dense. You have some great air pockets, very light. But it is just because of the chocolate icing on top, as well as the chocolate filling. Wow, it's a lot of chocolate. It's definitely more of a milk chocolate. There's not really a lot of dark chocolate in there. It's definitely more milk on the sweeter side of the chocolate, but still pretty solid. Well, that was round 2.
One more round, and then all the other restaurants in the France Pavilion.
So far, favorite thing you've had?
I don't know. The quiche Lorraine. That was life-changing.
Lobster bisque. I tried some of the same as lobster bisque.
Oh, I was okay. I was gonna say lobster bisque too.
It was really good.
If you cheese it down, we will wear a frown. And then you will put on an evening gown. Cheese it out.
Cheese it up. Just, I think Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese, solid.
Yeah. It's good, solid, it's very soft. It's not too, but it doesn't like melt per se. Like, I don't think it's super sharp or anything. It's just, it's good Swiss cheese though.
It's good
I like
Swiss
it.
cheese.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lot of goat cheese.
I'm pretty sure this is goat cheese. Here we go. Here's what I'll say is that while this cheese, my personal opinion before you finish trying all the cheeses, the cheese to cracker ratio is off.
There's no crack.
Exactly. There's no crostinis. There's no, like, I would have loved something, a crunch to go along with it because you are literally just eating cheese. Maybe that's what the lettuce is for. Yes.
You should get the $2.75 half baguettes and the cheese plate. I'm going for this mystery one. It's just called soft ripened cheese.
It just says soft ripened cheese. It could be anything.
And it definitely has like a rind situation going on.
What is it? Oh no. Is that expression?
I don't know.
Is that a good expression or a bad expression?
Good. I think it's cow's milk. I know that that's like a turn of phrase, but like the cheese is actively like melting around my mouth. This one has a label. It's called Mini Dauphinois Fromage Affiné à pâté moelleux. I'm gonna Google it.
Google it.
It is cow's milk cheese.
Wow.
She nailed it.
It's a cow's milk double cream. Just a soft ripened cow's milk double cream cheese.
It's almost a little bland, but it really you gotta wait for the after. It's like the last 25% of the cheese journey. That's when you can really kind of taste everything. Oh, so good. All right, Brie, these are all really good.
I'm really surprised because I have to be honest, I was not that jazzed by the size of the cheese plate. All the cheeses are the same shade of color. It's sitting on this bed of kind of disappointing looking lettuce.
Yep.
It comes in this like Tupperware thing.
It's like a rabbit milk. It gets stuck in the throat. Honestly though, get the crackers, get the baguette, do something because with these cheeses with all this, I think would be so worth it. All right, and I have the Napoleon. He also needed plastic wrap to keep him standing up straight. So let's take this off, shall we? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
Okay. It's probably my least favorite dessert we've had today. As you can see, it kind of completely fell apart. The textures are competing against each other. So like, almost at hard part, even though it's supposed to taste flaky, it almost tastes a little like plastic. And I promise you, I'm not eating the plastic part. I checked. Personally, it's not my favorite. Flavors are fine, kind of bland. So not my favorite. So yeah. Oh well. Well. Finally leaving Leal. Also, we haven't even talked about our outfits today.
I know.
Oh, we've got a full Remy the Ratatouille like Disney bound. And then what we got this. So tell us about it. Come on, let's go.
Marie from the Aristocats.
Because I'm a lady and I'm a rat.
And I'm a guy that likes to wear cool things.
Everybody knows if you're gonna eat everything in the France Pavilion, you have to either dress as a rat, a cat, or a cool rat.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a cool rat.
That's a cool rat over there.
Up next, we have Le Vin de Chef de France. This is where you can grab your wine or your slushes, your champagne or your beer, and they're ready for it. Now, these slushes are probably going to be a little stronger than the frosé we had inside, because these actually have a lot more kind of actual liquor inside. So for the orange, you got the Grand Marnier, rum, Grey Goose orange, and orange juice. It's very bright. All right, cheers. Eye contact. There we go.
I love this.
So I don't typically get the slushies, but it's really good. You can't taste the alcohol, which is problematic.
It's like there's a whisper of it in there. Like I'm aware this is alcoholic.
Yes.
But you can't really taste it. These are dangerous.
These are pretty, but and I was expecting it to be super tart because it's citron, but it's not that tart at all. It's actually kind of refreshing.
This one tastes a lot like a creamsicle.
Oh.
But without being overly like creamy, but it still has a little bit of those notes. So it's not too sweet, but I still get those flavors, which is what I love about this drink. Our next stop is L'Artisan de Glace, which is where we're going for our dessert to our desserts. This is the ice cream shop in France. It's artisan ice cream and sorbet. Has a lot of amazing flavors. We'll be skipping like standard scoops today, but we're gonna be having all of their specialty sundaes. And they have some really, really interesting ones.
Okay, so I got the croque glacé. It's the ice cream that I chose. You can choose any of the ice cream. The ice cream that I chose was vanilla because I just want to go standard, just so that way I could, really get it for what it's worth. Also, they had a couple different sauces that you could also put on it. I chose caramel, and this is one of my favorite treats in all of EPCOT, even more than the caramel corn in Germany. This is it. This is the one. So let's go for it. There is something about the temperature differences because it's the cold ice cream and the warm brioche, and it's literally ice cream pressed in a warm brioche with whatever sauce you want. It is really, really, really good. I also love that the brioche kind of absorbs the ice cream that you chose. Definitely my favorite snack. I'm glad I called dibs on this. Perfect. Rounding out l'artisan de glace, we've got the ice cream martini. So you can have a couple different. You can have Grand Marnier, rum, or whipped cream vodka, and then your choice of ice cream. I don't know why. I thought vanilla ice cream and whipped cream would taste good together, so I went with vanilla ice cream and whipped cream vodka. I don't know what I was thinking, but we'll see what I'm just going to take a little sip of it first because I feel like, it's actually surprisingly good. It's insanely strong because it's literally just whipped cream and vodka, but basically the ice cream melts into the vodka, which is the point. So it becomes kind of like a vodka vanilla ice cream milkshake in a way. It's exactly what it is though. It's vanilla ice cream and vodka. Super strong. I would wait for it to melt before you just start drinking out of it, because then you're just drinking pure vodka.
I'm covering the Cafe Glace, which is an iced cappuccino with a scoop of ice cream of your choice on top. I also got asked for what sauce I would like and their whipped cream on top. Their whipped cream is so good. It does not taste like Ready Rip, I'll tell you that. It tastes like real whipped cream. This is so good. Affogato is an espresso shot over vanilla ice cream. It's one of my favorite things because I love the bitterness from the coffee with the creaminess from the vanilla. And that's what this is giving me right now. I think that it'll get even better as the ice cream melts. I need to drink it so it doesn't overflow. Now I'm gonna be getting that all the time. This has been a revelatory day for me.
We were able to grab a handful of things while we were here. We didn't have to do everything because it's not all necessarily just in the France Pavilion, but I luckily got to try the macaron. This is, you can get it in chocolate or they have any seasonal flavor that's year round. Right now they have the pumpkin spice one. Very excited. Let's give it a shot. I'm someone who really loves macarons, and I love any ice cream. I mean, you should enjoy it. It's very, very heavy on the pumpkin spice. Of course, that's what this is, but it's very heavy on that flavor. And then where the ice cream is so cold, the macaron is a little bit harder to bite into. It's not necessarily my favorite thing. I don't know that I would go out of my way to get this. Maybe if it was a different flavor, or I liked chocolate a little bit more, I would have tried it. But it's good. I think if you like a different ice cream sandwich, this is a great option. I don't like how hard the macaron gets because the ice cream is so cold, but that's just me. If you like pumpkin spice, I think this definitely would be worth a try.
Now, all the way back in the France Pavilion, right next to Ratatouille Adventure, is La Crêperie de Paris. It's exactly what it sounds like. This is the place where you can get all of your crepes. Now they do have some sweeter crepes, and they do have some savory crepes as well. Now there is a grab-and-go window as well as a table service restaurant that features a prefixed menu. All right, so we've got three, pretty rad galettes here. We starting off with
This is the cream of brie cheese galette.
Then we have the ratatouille galette, which is really comprised of tomatoes, zucchini, and eggplants.
And then finally we have the bechamel cheese and ham galette.
Very excited.
I'm gonna start with the brie galette. I'm very excited. I like brie, especially when it's good and melty like this one is.
Ooh, it's the cream of brie.
Cream of brie. So creamy, which of course is in the name, but it's even more creamy than I would have imagined. I mean, it just melts in your mouth. 10 out of 10, especially if you like creamy brie like this. That's delicious.
Oh no,
it's just melting in my mouth.
Gosh, that's nice.
Oh, delicious. I'm already... Can we eat all of it and then get more? And I don't even need the other two.
No, we don't need the other two. Wow, that's really good. Bechamel, cheese, and ham galette. So galette. And you can see how much cheese is on there already. Oh man. Sorry, the bechamel, cheese, and the ham, they all come complement each other really nicely. It is pretty heavy. There's a huge, you can see there's a huge chunk of cheese and ham, just kind of like directly right in the middle, almost in like this like circle shape, and the crepe kind of covers it. But it is very, very good. Now, next up we have the ratatouille crepe, which is tomato, zucchini, and eggplant. And that I already know is going to be my least favorite, just because I'm not a huge ratatouille person. The food, not the rat.
And I'm a rat.
Yeah, you do that while I continue eating this over here.
This one's actually pretty good.
Right?
But I'm somebody who I love, like, not that this is necessarily that, but I love like garden fresh vegetables, tomato, zucchini, things like that. And I don't necessarily know that this is like the freshest you're ever gonna get that, but it's cooked super well. Everything's cooked down and it pairs really nicely together.
All right, taking one for the team. Experimenting for research,
You're doing
science.
good things.
Yeah, I'm doing good things. So the ratatouille crepe, again, tomato, zucchini, and eggplant.
It's good. I like it actually.
It is good. It's not something that I would go out of my way to get. It's just not how I would operate, but it is very, very good.
I will say this. I think if you're looking for a healthier option that's actually really tasty,
Yeah.
this is a good one. Because I think I would get this again just for the taste and not necessarily because it's healthy. So if you're trying to be more mindful when you're in the parks, like about your eating habits, this is a good option, I think.
Yeah, I agree. So these were the three savory ones we're getting from Le Crêperie de Paris. Which one is your favorite?
I love that first one, the cream of brie. That was hard to beat. We honestly should have ended with that one because the other two couldn't even hold a candle to it, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked okay. It's a hard toss-up, man.
It is a hard toss-up.
I think I'm gonna go the cheese and bechamel and ham. That one's gonna be my favorite. And now we are officially hitting up our sweet ones. To start off, we have our butter and sugar crepe,
Next, we have the house-made hazelnut and chocolate spread crepe.
and then we have our red berries crepe.
And then finally, we have what was formerly vanilla ice cream crepe.
Yeah, it's a little melty, but again, it's a warm crepe and cold vanilla, so it's bound to almost immediately melt.
But it looks delicious, and
does.
I don't know if you can see this, but there's sugar up here, and as the ice cream melts, it's like melting into the sugar.
Oh,
no.
I'm going to start us off with the ice cream crepe. Since it is melting, I figured we'll give it a shot here. The ice cream's amazing. It's just vanilla, but it's really good. And then the crepe is like buttery and sugary.
All I would come here for is to get a cheesy crepe and that crepe.
We've not even tried the other three.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Decision made.
Done.
Next up, we have the house-made hazelnut and chocolate spread crepe. Here we go. Oh no, Emma.
Oh no.
I was nervous. I'm not a huge fan of Nutella. That it was gonna be like a Nutella kind of situation, but it's not.
Oh.
Very, very chocolatey, and the chocolate on it is kind of warm too, so that's really, really nice.
Okay, I am trying the butter and sugar crepe. I'm very excited for this. I don't know why. It's easily the most plain one, but it looks delicious. Frankly, this is delicious, and it's not even like fancy. It's literally just, I mean, a crepe is a really thin pancake, in case you don't already know. I did not until semi-recently in my life that it was basically just thin pancakes.
Now, on the other side of that spectrum, it's a little plain for me.
It's very plain, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, yes, like it definitely. If you don't want all the the
the
fixins, then yeah, this is totally up your alley. If you just want something super simple to go, like definitely like the younger ones. The ones who only eat buttered noodles, right? You know what I'm talking about.
I love butter.
Me too. And finally, we are ending our crepe experience with the red berries crepe. Here we go. Probably my least favorite.
Okay.
And that is only, I mean, if that doesn't say anything about me, the vegetable one was my least favorite and the fruit one was my least favorite.
If I had to pick a least favorite, I probably would say just the butter and sugar one because it is plain, even though I love it.
It's just a lot of fruit and a lot of jam. Okay, so we have three options here.
Yeah.
First one, your favorite out of the savory ones.
I'm gonna stick with my cream of brie.
Yeah, and I like the bechamel, cheese, and ham one. All right, that's fine. All right, now favorite one out of the sweet ones.
Probably the ice cream one, the ice cream crepe. It just knocked it out of the park.
I will
get on board with you. I think the ice cream one is definitely the best one. Now, favorite out of all the crepes you've had?
Ice cream one.
Really?
I would go out of my way to get this again. The others, I'm happy I tried, but I don't think I would crave it.
Yeah, I don't know what my favorite one. If I had to choose one,
You have to.
I think the thing that I will crave is the cheese one, is the bechamel cheese and ham. But overall, I'm so glad we had these today.
Yeah, this is, I mean, 10 out of 10. This is, I will say, the first time I've tried everything here.
Me too.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now, go out to see the worst snacks in Epcot. See you there!